You guys ever wonder what it would be like if anime had its own monuments? Well, you don't have to imagine that anymore, because I have done it for you. You are welcome. A world wonder is more or less a monument to mankind that stands the test of time and looks pretty damn good on a postcard. I would very much like to see those one day, but at the moment I am broke as hell, so I decided to do the next best thing and create my own. Not just any monuments though. The anime equivalents to the 7 wonders of the world. And the best part, since these hypothetical monuments exist within the annals of cyberspace, they are easily accessible. Just about anybody with a Crunchyroll subscription can see it. Or internet access. Sorry, non-internet access people. It's not entirely without sacrifice though, because there are some criteria to this. In order to see these wonders, you have to take a pilgrimage of however many episodes beforehand you need to watch before getting to the scene. You can't actually watch the scene itself. That is cheating. You can't just look at a picture of the Roman Colosseum and go, that was dope. You were never there. That does not count. As far as the rules that I have set for myself as to what anime scene makes a good monument, I have 3. Rule number 1, the scene cannot be younger than 5 years. I am sorry, Frieren. Part of the appeal of seeing an old monument is that it is old, right? It has existed for a numerous amount of years. It's probably older than you. That's part of the appeal. So, 5 years seems old enough in internet time, and who's to say that Frieren won't get older eventually? But for now, anything that is younger than 5 years just does not get added to the list. That is the rule. Rule number 2, the scene has to come from a show, not a movie. Anybody who is animating on a movie is already bringing their A game. What is special about these monuments is that the animators did not have to put work into it, they did not have to go as hard as they did, but they did anyway. That is what makes them special. So, no movies, it has to come from a show. Rule number 3, the reason that these things would be considered monuments to anime is because they look good for being anime. Not in spite of it, because of it. So if these scenes were recreated in live action or CG, they would probably not look as good. They are absolutely timeless as they are. Any attempt to recreate them would suck. That is why they are monuments. And I know everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but screw it, these are some pretty good scenes, and I think that they are the best. I don't think anything else tops them. So without further ado, let's do this thing. Monument number 1, Violet crossing the lake. I knew it, you knew it, this scene had to be on this list. Kyoto Animation Studio animated this in winter of 2018, and this has a pilgrimage of 7 episodes, which means that it takes 7 episodes to get here. This list isn't in any particular order, but if it had to be, this is one. This is number 1. Without exaggeration, this has to be one of the best couple of frames that Kyoto Animation Studio has ever made in the history of ever. This deserves to be hung up in the Louvre, right next to the Mona Lisa, probably on one of those square rectangular TVs so that we can see the GIF on repeat, because it fits. Okay, maybe not the Mona Lisa, but at least the religious art section. Why not? She's already walking on water. I can't have been the only one who made that comparison. Did I mention my bias? As it stands, Violet Evergarden is my favorite anime, for reasons that would take an entire video to explain. In short, it is the visuals, it is the music, the story is really good. It's, I don't know how to describe it. I want to say anthology, but I don't think I'm using the right word, but I'm not going to go into it, but everything about it is something that really appeals to me. And the best part is that it's all centered around a character who's essentially a robot learning how to human. I am a sucker for those. And any attempt to watch Violet Evergarden will result in it wringing tears out of me like a freaking towel. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I go through an ugly fit, and it's not worth going into, but it is really good, and it is very much deserving to have its own monument. Add it to the list. The scene where Levi enters a bar. I have no idea what else I can call this thing. Wit Studio animated this scene in summer of 2018, and it takes a pilgrimage of 39 episodes to get to this, but it is worth it. I'll be honest, I didn't know if I wanted to pick this scene or the scene where Levi just eviscerates the Beast Titan, but I ended up choosing this one because seniority, and it just looks so freaking good. And now I know what it would look like if Spider-Man went to Happy Hour. Okay, I actually feel like this could be a real thing. Somebody get Death Battle on this. And of all the scenes on this list, this one probably fits my criteria the most. The scene is over 5 years old. The animators brought their A game for a show, not a movie. And can you honestly imagine a recreation of this with CG or live action looking this good? Probably not. It's everything about the scene. The movement of the hair, the shooting of the gear hooks, the sparks of the stray bullets, and the release of the gas coming off the gear. It just looks so perfect, and the animation looks so good because it's in 2D. And I'd just like to hit this one home real quick. The animators did this for episode 2 of a 3rd season. They're not even attacking Titans at this point. They're fighting people, and they decide to go this hard, implementing a type of scene where the 2D character is in the middle, distracting you from the CG backgrounds, and it looks incredible. That's how you know the animators got fed. Add it to the list. Muggan drowning from Samurai Champloo. This scene was animated by Studio Sunrise, at least back when it was called Studio Sunrise, back in spring of 2004, and it takes about 14 episodes to get here. This is one of those scenes where a character is on the brink of death, but their life flashes before their eyes and they spring back just in the nick of time. But in this case, this one feels very different and unique. I think that largely has to do with the animation director Shinichiro Watanabe, who also directed Cowboy Bebop. Because the way Watanabe does this scene where a character is pulled back after being on the brink of death, it feels so real and gritty to what life in feudal Japan was like for the impoverished and starving. And the song accompanying this scene is just a perfect fit. From what I could tell, or at least from what I was able to learn, it's a song about a mother lamenting about how she can't take care of her child. And the song itself, I hope YouTube can let me play a little bit of it, but it sounds traditional and somber, sort of like a Japanese scream singing. There's not much action, there's not much sakuga, but there's a whole lot to analyze here that's expertly crafted, written, and directed in the span of 5 minutes. I usually roll my eyes when it comes to old man speak, but I'll give myself a pass just this once. They really don't make them like they used to. List. Well spoken, I couldn't agree more, from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. This scene was animated by Studio Bones back in spring of 2009, and it takes 19 episodes to get to it. In the realm of animation, I think that fire is just something that's always going to look good in sakuga scenes. It's just wild and sporadic and so easy to do. Animation Studio Bones absolutely kills it with this scene, and a tad bit funny because in the English dub version of this show, the voice actors Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey, who play Roy Mustang and Lust, are actually married in real life. I am not kidding. What do you think was their reaction when they were finished? You think there was any hidden meaning to that at all?
Travis, all you needed to do was slightly singe her.
Nah, they're a good pair in real life. And they actually do a show together called Critical Role where they invite other voice actors onto their channel to play D&D. But back to the scene. It's brutal, it's cool, it's slightly ironic, and it is a postcard for one of the best shows that anime has ever created, and now, a monument to Japanimation.
Add it to the list. Oh, man.
Deku vs. Todoroki fight from My Hero Academia Season 2. Studio Bones animated the scene in spring of 2017, and it takes 23 episodes to get here. I think it's my headcanon now that every time there's a big impact like that, there's just an unfortunate mosquito just right at the epicenter. I know I sound like a broken record, but the way this looks is so freaking cool. Just like the way that Todoroki's arm just turns into a sakuga blur as he's slowly raising it while you say run plays in the background. It's a recipe for intensity I never knew I needed. And a side note, one of the best high fives in animation history. I also love how the teachers know what's about to go down, so they immediately try to stop it, only to make the scene look cooler with flying chunks of cement going everywhere, and whatever the heck Midnight was doing. Like, I'm pretty sure she was trying to stop them with her quirk, but there's no way that was going to hit in time. There's no chance. Tearing off your clothes is not going to work on anyone. Except maybe me. Add it to the list. This scene was animated by Studio Ufotable back in spring of 2019 and has a pilgrimage of 19 episodes. What makes this scene most significant, I think, is that it just changes the direction of the show. To quote Giguk, there is a DemonSlayer before episode 19 and a DemonSlayer after episode 19. With good reason. Let me repeat that reason so we're all clear. Glad we can understand each other. I also like how they cued the action here with a somber song, which doesn't sound that good on paper, but DemonSlayer managed to accomplish something pretty special with this. There were moments in this scene where you had fully CG bodies, and I wasn't able to tell on first watch, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people weren't able to do that either. It's practically seamless. All in an effort to bring to life the world's most aggressive overreaction to arachnophobia. Oh my god, there's a spider! Got it! And just to be clear, I think that the scenes in the Entertainment District arc are a lot better than this one. but I gave it to this because I gotta give it to seniority. This one paved the way for all of the future scenes that we are getting down the road. Not just for DemonSlayer, but hopefully for future Ufotable projects to come, and I am excited for it. Add it to the list. Serious punch from One Punch Man. Studio Madhouse animated this scene back in fall of 2015, and it takes 12 episodes to get here. You know, looking back on it, every episode of One Punch Man must have been made by animators that were eating like kings. I imagine they're just doing their drawing and they're just being fed grapes by their servants. That's the only way to explain the Sakuga fest that is One Punch Man, Season 1. And I chose this scene out of all the scenes from One Punch Man from episodes 1 through 12 because I think it's just a beautiful culmination of the show. Bizarre, over-the-top action sequences that have no business being this good, but just are. But you're telling me you're able to do this by doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run? Are we sure this guy wasn't on performance enhancers?
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Or maybe he's not. Maybe this is just what happens when you let your kid watch too much PewDiePie. It shouldn't be any surprise that the studio that did this is Madhouse, which is the same animation studio that is currently doing Frieren, and I'd say it's safe to say that they haven't lost their touch. I can't remember the last time a punch like this had so much weight behind it. It's incredible. And I think that it's incredible because it was done in 2D animation. Even if you try to recreate this in CG, even if you try to recreate this in live action, I don't think it would look as good. At least not as good as a couple of animators that decide to pop off for this show in particular. While it was the final episode, they still didn't need to go this hard. But they did anyway. That is why I think that this scene deserves to be a monument right up there with the other 8. Add it to the list. 8, you say. Don't you think you got that number wrong? Well, I didn't. Because I leave the last number to you. It's better if I leave the 8th wonder to be up to interpretation. So if you have any ideas that you think would fit that final spot, let me know in the comments below. And if you do have any ideas, write down the pilgrimage. The pilgrimage was the thing that took me the longest in this video, to go back and see how many episodes it took to finally get to the scene. It is a mess. So if you have the scene that you want, tell me how many episodes it takes to get there. And maybe I'll go on a pilgrimage myself, so that way I can see what these scenes are and see if I was wrong. And if I am, maybe an apology video. The rate that I'm going, I know I'm going to have to make one of those eventually. But not today. I know that I'm right about these. These are the 7 anime equivalents to the 7 wonders of the world, with an additional 8th one that is left up to you guys. I know that I am right about this. I am 100% right at least 20% of the time. And that is all I've got for you. Sayonara, suckers.